I've got $5,000 in my pocket, so I'm going to leave. The seller gets the property sold, and the seller's going to get more or less the amount of money that they wanted for the sale. You're going to get, if you're a buyer, you're going to get access to the home. You're going to be able to move in when you want. And the tenant's going to get money in their pocket because the tenant holds all the cards. If the tenant doesn't want to move and the tenant's got a lease, they don't have to move. But if they're paid enough money, they might be like, well, hell yeah, I'll move. You give me $4,000, you give me my security deposit back, and you give me 60 days, I'll go get another apartment. I don't care. Sounds like a win-win. You can do that. And once you realize you can do that, you can open up more options as a buyer. Most real estate agents don't explore this with buyers. When they see a property has a tenant in there, that's usually the end of the conversation. So keep that in mind if you're a buyer, okay, that this is an option for you. This is a strategy for you. It's a tactic, really. When you're buying a property that has a tenant, you need to make sure the tenant is gone before you close. If that's the goal, you need to not assume that the tenant is gone. You need to actually make sure the tenant is gone. That means you need to do a final walkthrough, number one. So before closing, you need to make sure that the tenant has all their stuff out. If that was the plan, you need to write it in the contract also that the tenant is gone, that the tenant must be gone, must vacate prior to closing. And what I also like to recommend is that the lease be canceled by all parties. So the tenant and the seller both sign a cancellation of that lease agreement. That way, the tenant doesn't show up one day to your new home and say, hey, I still have this place rented for 6 more weeks. You don't want that. You don't want that knock at your door when you're having breakfast in the morning with your family. That, oh, hello, oh yeah, you used to live here. Yeah, I remember you. And they're like, no, I still live here. I left some things in the basement. Or I didn't leave anything in the basement, but I technically still have a right to be here. That's a bad way to start your week. You don't want that to happen. So a lease cancellation can help protect you. Final thing is when you're buying a property and it has a tenant, whether the tenant's going to leave or whether the tenant's going to stay, I always recommend having a conversation when you're the buyer, having a conversation with that tenant. If you're working with a real estate agent and the agent's representing you as the buyer, then your agent can attend that meeting and should attend that meeting.